everyone, it's Jen here and welcome to Jen's World About Art. So today I'm going to draw and paint a beautiful sea turtle for you. I got this picture off unsplash.com, which is a royalty-free photo reference site. Yeah, I love drawing these guys, so I thought it would be a fun one to do with watercolour, a nice easy sort of a painting. It's only 3 colours I use in this, 3 or 4 colours, and that's it. So I start by drawing the basics of all the shapes around his shell and around his flippers and belly, and get all those marked in. So now I start with the watercolours, and I start with a transparent sienna, very diluted, and then I'll build it up, slightly thicker layers as I go. So first layer is very watery, a little bit of pigment. Second layer, a little bit less water, a little bit more pigment, and I'll build that up over a few layers, but it's all just transparent sienna. For the eye, I mix up a little bit of indigo and brown, and that makes a very dark grey. And then I go in again with just more transparent sienna in different consistencies. Under his neck and belly, I add a very diluted, very watery yellow ochre, just to add a little bit of colour to the base of his neck and his tummy. And then and his flippers, and I start to work around the colours on his flipper. Again, transparent sienna on the darkest areas, and you'll see I add that around all of his flippers. And I do exactly the same thing as I did with the head. I just add very watery to begin with, and I just build it up with more colour as I go through the layers. And for the large patterns on his back and his shell, I wet the paper first, and then I put the transparent sienna on, and it flows a bit better around the larger spaces. But the same theory, I do it very wet, very watery to begin with, and every layer I add a little bit more pigment. And you can see that adds the darker areas, but it is all just the one colour, but in different amounts of pigment. So tiny little bit in water to begin with, and then more pigment, less water as I go along. Now I wet the whole background, just wet the whole lot of the paper, and I drop in indigo. I do 2 or 3 washes, just of different consistencies. So the first one is quite thin and watery, and the next one I'll go darker directly around the turtle, and then I'll just add a couple of bits here and there where I need to add slightly darker areas. So I'm going to add a little bit of Caput Morton around the turtle's body, shell and flippers, just for a little pop extra sort of reddy warmy brown colour, just to lift things and make the darks look a bit stronger. But we're just about done, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I had an absolute ball painting this turtle. I'd love it if you click like and subscribe, and also click on the bell icon. That way you'll be notified when I release a new video. I also have a Twitch stream. It's also Jen's Wild About Art, where I stream most days of the week. I'd love you to pop over there and hang out and chat with me while I work. Yeah, I also will have my Instagram linked below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you next video.